All right. So buckle your chin straps. That's what my high school coach used to tell me in football because I was so horrible. I was going to get the bejeepers knocked out of me. This one could knock your socks off. I think it's a good watch it 3 or 4 times. Problem. Yeah. But in my class, you're going to run into a few of these.
Mine too. Also.
This divide by 3 should actually be down here. Is that okay? So if I get rid of that, that's the same as divide by 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to solve for x's to get rid of the 3 altogether. So I'm going to multiply this side times 3. I'm going to multiply this side times 3. So we'll have e to the x minus e to the negative x equals 6 times 3 is 18. And I think we probably better switch to a brighter color here, huh? Brighten our day. Well, e to the negative x, I don't like that negative x, so I'm going to put that down in the bottom. I'm going to say e to the x minus 1 over e to the x is equal to 18. And I'm not a huge fraction fan. Solving equations with fractions with x and an x1 in the bottom, that doesn't really excite me all that much. So I'm going to multiply everything by the common denominator to get rid of that. So the common denominator, I believe, is e to the x. So I'm going to multiply this by e to the x, and I'm going to multiply this by e to the x, and I'm going to multiply this by e to the x. And some good things happened. These two cancel. And we're left with 1 right there. We no longer have a fraction, which is really good. So now let's do some cleanup. E to the x times e to the x. Remember, if the bases are the same and you're multiplying, you add the exponents. So that's e to the 2x. All right, and then minus 1 equals 18 e to the x. Let's get all the e to the x's on one side, so we'll bring this over by subtracting it. So e to the 2x minus 18 e to the x minus 1 equals 0. Oh, mama, this is where I usually panic a little bit. This looks like a quadratic. We could probably use the quadratic formula, but instead of having x squared minus 18x minus 1 equals 0, it's e to the 2x minus 18 e to the x. So we're going to use this same concept to solve something with an e. If we were going to solve this one right here, we would say x equals negative b plus and minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. But since we don't have an x, we've got e to the x. We're going to say e to the x equals negative b plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we need to figure out what our a's and b's and c's are. I'm going to say that a is going to be a 1. B is going to be a negative 18. C is going to be a negative 1. So negative b is 18 plus and minus square root. B squared, so negative 18 squared. You having fun yet, Mr. Creswell? Minus 4 times A times C all over 2A. All right, could you zip me 18 squared real quick? Thanks. So we're going to do some cleanup in here. So we'll say e to the x is equal to 18 plus and minus square root. What was 18 squared?
324.
All right, and I think we got a double negative. So what's 324 plus 4, sir?
328.
328 all over 2. All right, so e to the x equals 18 plus and minus. Could I beg you to do square root of 328?
18.11.
18.11 all divided by 2. Okay, so 2 answers here. Let's do them. We can do them in 2 different colors. Either e to the x equals, this sure looks like it'd be 18 plus 18 is 36.11. What's 36.11 divided by 2?
18.055.
18.05. So either e to the x equals 18.05 or Or, we said we'd switch colors, didn't we here? Or 18 minus 18.11 is negative 0.11 divided by 2. What is that, sir?
It's negative 0.055.
Negative 0.055. Now, when we say solve, when we say, hey, solve this thing, we're usually looking for a value of x. Not what does e to the x equal. We're looking for a value of x. So we've got to go back and solve this equation real quick. What e to the x equals 18.055, or 0.05, excuse me. How do I get this x out of the exponent, sir?
I think if I take the natural log.
Yeah, normally we just say, well, take the log of both sides. But since this is an e right here, I would definitely take the natural log of both sides. So the x comes out front. So we have x times the ln of e equals, what is the ln of 18.05, sir? The natural log 18.05. You just punch that in your calculator.
2.893.
2.893. Okay, it looks like you're rounding to 2 decimal places, so should we keep with that?
Stick with it.
Now, the cool part is, what's the ln of e?
A 1.
ln of e is 1, so that's just 1. So x is 2.89. So there's one answer. There's one answer. Let's do the same thing down here. We want to take the natural log of both sides. So we'll go ln, the x comes out front. So we have x, ln of e is 1, equals the natural log. Oh no! Is smoke coming out of the calculator? Ln of a negative number.
Non-real answer.
You cannot take the log of a negative number. You cannot take the log of a negative number. So this is a equals no go. All right? So this answer is useless to us. So there's only one answer out of all of that. X is 2.89. So if we put a 2.89 in here and a 2.89 in there, divide by 3, we'll get 6. Amazing. Amazing. That, I'm telling you, take a picture of that and put it in the yearbook. Wow.
Cool.